Right, good morning. Going to Southwold in Suffolk. I have been before. I don't actually really like it, but as in Southwold, but I do like the ride there. So I'm going to film it, going to go to Krazy Horse in Bury St Edmunds, and go on the bike roads from there. I'll talk more as we go. Right, we're in Bury St Edmunds already. I'm on my way to meet the rest of the guys from Forbidden Riders. That's a new group that we've set up. So I'm coming at Krazy Horse from a different direction than I normally do. That is the Branston Pickle Factory. It smells amazing. Just wanted to point that out. If you're coming from Bury St Edmunds, once you've smelt the Branston Pickle Factory, it's the next right. This is the A1101. There's not much in the way of signposts to Krazy Horse. So one of the reasons I'm filming this. So you go in here as if you're going into the Seat garage. It's called Landin Way. And then it's the first left as you go in, and you can see Krazy Horse there on the side of the building. And you go down here, and once you're through here, you will see all the bikes. They have really good bike nights on a Thursday. It's also nice for a breakfast. They do seem to run out of cake. There they are. So here we are. Quick cup of tea, and then we'll be off because I'm the last to arrive. Right, we had a quick cup of tea. The sun's out now, so we're off. And Ian is leading. Tony's in front. What we've done, and this is a reasonably new group. So as I say, Forbidden Riders was set up by me and Gary, Ian, and a few other people. We set this up recently, and what we've done here is we've split into two groups. So Ian is leading the fast group, which I'm in, and then behind me we've got Kate, who's leading a slower group. So if you're going to join us for a ride and you're on a 125, or you don't want to go particularly fast, you can stay in the slower group. Don't want to call it a slow group. And right, so we've left Bury. We're heading out through Farnham All Saints, I believe this is called. We are going north first. Once we've gone north, we're then going to cut across country towards Southwold. Now, we don't use any dual carriageways. Look how nice these buildings are, right? This is one of the advantages of riding in East Anglia. I can't give you mountains, but look at that little pink thatched cottage with the little chimneys. Isn't that cute? And a nice little wall church as well there. Yeah, so we're not doing dual carriageways. We're going to go the pretty-ish way. Not the A14, not necessarily the wiggliest way, but we're going to go to Southwold. And on the way back, we'll do a slightly prettier way. But look at this. As soon as you've left Bury St Edmunds, you are in open, big, wide open spaces, beautiful skies, and you've got perfect scenery. Flat, but perfect scenery. And we've got the nice weather as well. Look at that. Perfect weekend, this. Right, most of the journey was like that, so we're actually quite close to Southwold now, and we're just going past, I think this is Beccles Aerodrome, and you do often get aeroplanes coming over here, and they come right over the road. In fact, have a look at that, there's one there, and we can, if there's nobody here, you can race the aeroplanes. We've got a car in front of us. If there's nobody here, you can race the aeroplanes into the airfield. Like a scene from Top Gun. There you go. Little mini plane. They do come quite low over the road. Right, so that was Beccles, where now we've crossed the A12 now. And we're approaching Southwold slightly from the north on rural roads. Most of the roads around here are quite nice, so whatever your sat nav gives you, if it's a wiggly small road, just go with it. Oh, there's none that... See, this one's flooded. There's none that I would recommend over any others. Now, we did pass a sign that said flood, and it's a real flood. How deep is this? So, interestingly as well... Well, the car goes through alright. Interesting to see what this van's doing. Interestingly as well, this is seawater, because you've got various creeks and inlets from the sea that come in. So this is going to be a hose down the bike job. There's a reasonably shallow path, look. That's not too bad at all there, that's the deep bit. Bike's going to need a clean. Nice to see that the van driver waited, that's very good of him. Did that once in Surrey and all the wankers came through and splashed us all. So yeah, that's a saltwater creek that has flooded onto the road. So yeah, so lots of nice roads in the approach to Southwold, and that's one of the reasons I like it. And we're kind of getting into the town now. There's a geezer on a wheelchair, look. And I think this is the River Blythe. There's lots of Blythes in the UK. That's one of them. And that leads us nicely into Southwold itself. So you'll know you've arrived in Southwold. There's these funny buildings with a zigzaggy roof on the left hand side. And what you want to do is go left where it says seafront. Much as in the intro I said I don't like it, I think I do like it. There's just certain things about it I don't like. It's a very small, very sedate, some might say twee, very traditional seaside resort. Everything about it's very nice. It's not gritty, it's not exciting. But it does have a pier, it does have a nice beach, it does have chips. There you got proper seaside architecture, look, completely unnecessary balconies you can't get on, that you can't see the sea from. But also what Southwold has is great motorcycle parking, and recently the motorcycle parking has expanded, so well done to the council. There you go, there's the pier in front, a nice square concrete 1930s Art Deco pier, and a really nice camper van in front of here now. But so a lot of bikes try and park immediately outside the pier. You don't need to do that, because if you go left, as you'll see in a moment, there's two lots of proper bike parking, and there's some there by the toilets. This one's on a slope. The one further down, you just carried on there, that's actually on a nice flat area. You can get plenty of bikes in here if there's a big group of you. So here we are, Southwold. And it looks like the weather is perfect. Time for some chips. Proper little beach huts and a proper pier. There's actually not a lot here. It's just a pier and chips. So we're off again. And there's not much here, but what there is here is actually quite nice. So what we're going to do, rather than going back the way we came, we're going to do a loop through the town. And it's actually quite pretty and worth seeing. Now, famous things about Southwold is the lighthouse. That's used on a lot of marketing. It was in the 1930s railway posters. No, lovely view of the sea. You've got a proper promenade here. Look, proper seaside gardens. It's all very cliched. But famous lighthouse, there it is. The lighthouse is kind of the symbol of the town. The lighthouse sits above Adnams Brewery. Adnams Brewery is based in Southwold, has been for many years. You can go on a brewery tour, and as part of the brewery tour, you can go up the lighthouse. It is something I do want to do one day. Look at that, that's a lovely view. Look at that. That's the classic view of Southwold. And as you get into the town proper, you've got all these nice early Victorian, late Georgian buildings, and they're rather quite pretty. It also gets quite narrow. If you're in a car, I wouldn't bring a car down here, because like this thing trying to turn round with all the pedestrians is not really recommended. Typical Southwold though. Look at the queue outside that shop. What's it doing? Coffee and gelato. That's another gripe of mine. They're too posh to sell ice cream in Southwold. It's gelato, so it's fucking ice cream. And and donuts. They don't do donuts either. They do churros because they've changed the nozzle on the machine. Not that I get worked up about it, apart from the fact they charge you double. Fish and chips on the pier, right? £17.50. You wouldn't pay that in central London or central Cambridge. Fish and chips at the land end of the pier, normal price. So here's the town, right? Really nice shops, nice quirky, twee, quite well-to-do shops. It's a hotbed of Farrow and Ball and Edinburgh Woolen Mill, that sort of nonsense that goes on. But it is nice. Nice Dutch gables on that building there, typical of this area because the roofers used to come across from the Netherlands to bring the roof tiles because there are no roofing materials in East Anglia other than straw. Little fact for you there. And look, here's a little market type thing, square. It's very pretty. It's one of those places that's featured in like art about the seaside. Look at that little seasidey type lighthouse style roof on that building. There's lots of nice things to look at. There's lots of nice shops to look at. You don't have to buy the pretentious shite if you don't want to. So I kind of take back what I said at the beginning that I don't like it. I do like it. Just don't buy churros and pay twice the price of donuts. And that's kind of the end. It becomes a normal town and you get back into the countryside, as we are here. We're heading south now. We're going a different way completely. We're going through Blythburgh. So again, we're crossing the river Blythe, and here it forms a big mere. Bit like in my Scotland video the other week, the mere comes all the way up to the road there, and you've got water on both sides. So Blythe was quite pretty. We're going to go through Blythburgh. Once we've gone through Blythburgh, we're going to turn right, take the A1120. Now the A1120 is a really, really pretty road, and I actually recommended it on some web forum to some guys from Scotland recently, and they liked it. So it goes through really pretty places. It's marked with brown tourist signs, and it has good twisties. It has good tarmac. It's one of those good, proper motorcycling roads. So highly recommended. A1120. Follow the brown signs. There's some nice pubs along it as well. I will see you back at home. So that was a really good ride. I mean, yeah, I'm not keen on Southwold as a place, but actually I am. It's not Southwold itself I don't like. It's some of the pretentiousness that's there, of some of the people that are there. Highly recommended ride. Thanks for watching.